so loud.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. Let me hop into Discord, and then Crimson can give a recap to everyone. Hopefully, everybody will be able to show up today. So, yeah, here we go.
Oh, there's a lizard though.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Hello,
Holy
verily.
sound. Holy crap!
Am I loud? I'm sorry.
Ah. Let me go to my volume mixer, turn down freaking Discord a bit.
How's everybody doing? It's been a while.
Yes.
I get my surgery next Friday.
I was just about to say, best of luck to you, my friend. I will be praying for you. Quick and speedy recovery.
Yeah, it's gonna be a week of suffering afterwards, it seems. I probably won't be able to stream, I would assume. I don't even know how well I'll be able to eat. My entire face will apparently be swollen, and I'll have these braces in my nose, and I won't be able to breathe from my nose. So even if I did stream, I'd probably sound like this.
You're having a deviated septum fixed?
That, and I'm having some lymph nodes liposuction as well to clear up a little more space in there. Because
Oh, dang.
I always am sick. Yeah. Sorry, Samson. There's no barbarian here, but there is a dragonborn. He's not a barbarian though, but he might as well be.
I do act kind of barbarian-ish.
Yeah, he likes to punch me for no reason. No reason
for
whatsoever.
no reason. Okay.
Wait, now hold on here. Let's not go that far. I mean, he does also look for fights too.
I do look for fights. I am a fighter.
Yes.
Have you seen that it's like a little comic panel, and it's like so have you decided on what class you want to play? I'm going to be a human fighter. Oh wow, how original. The human the barkeep walks up to you and asks you if you want a drink. What race is he? Human. Oh, we doing this already? Cracks knuckles. Because he's a human fighter.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks for your pity laugh. I appreciate it.
Get it? Because he fights humans. Because that's the joke.
Yeah.
It's not the same. What big rage cries in corner. I'm sorry, Samson. But hey, I'm a mage. If that means anything, it's definitely not at all related to a barbarian. What I
thought you were a wizard.
I am a mage. A mage, I would say, fits the source of. You call someone a mage, it can either mean they're a wizard, a warlock, or a sorcerer. So that's the mage is what I say for the the suit of all magic like that.
Yo, Rosie, thanks so much for the lurk. I really appreciate it.
I don't know if you would count a druid as a mage though.
You made me choke on my drink.
They are able to
I'm sorry.
but it's mainly drawn from the world around them.
Yeah, I'd rather call them hippies.
Oh, wait. Where's that from? Oh, it's a different
Hippie! Hippie!
Hippie!
Sounds like a lot of hoopla!
Hoopla! And hello, Saturn. Hoopla!
Oh my gosh, that was great.
He's
I
peaked
just
the
love how
microphone.
it just cuts out. That's perfect.
Yeah, it was great. I love it.
Hoopla!
Hey! Ah!
Yay! I'm glad I could make you all laugh.
Ah, dude, you're funny. Don't sell yourself short.
Thank you. Funny looking. What?
Who dares say that about my friend?
That was one of the sound bots that I deactivated for the moment. Here we go. Actually,
All right.
that's it. So, we are waiting for Gavitas. He said that he will be here, although I haven't seen him enter the chat yet. I will, however, begin with the recap.
Sounds good.
Session the 17th. A Balding We Will Go, Part 2. As the rest of the party was going about their own paths around the city, Amelia wandered to and fro in her slightly inebriated state. From stranger to stranger, she asked for directions and seemed unsure where Sorceress Sundries was at that point, not receiving a definite answer for some time. Even in her state, however, she noticed a particular individual following far enough behind to not be too noticeable, but within range to be seen. A tall and brooding man hiding under a cloak for their own cover tried to blend in with the crowd as she made her way towards where she thought the magic shop might be. She tried losing him in the crowds with quickness, but in her state she was unable to continue, or actually, he was able to continue being in her shadow. Not sure what else to do, she thought of confronting him with whatever she could from her arsenal, but stopped after someone bumped into her. What turned into a brief interaction by what appeared to be an accident was actually fate, as this other person began to speak with her in slightly more hushed tones. It was her old friend Matthias from back home, and he was somehow in Baldur's Gate. Questions floated around in her mind, even in the stupor she was in, but he quickly sent that all away, as he told her he would explain all after losing her follower. Pulling a firecracker out of his pocket, he lit the fuse and pulled them through a busy intersection just in time before a massive convoy of construction supplies made their way elsewhere. In an alleyway, Matthias explained that he left everything behind in good hands as he went off on a trip to take a break from matters back at home. He called into question why she was alone, to which she responded with a frown. A defense as to why she was all by herself in a city against itself. Her current state of mind, and couldn't come up with a proper defense. More so when he pointed at the massive signs pointing to her destination, Sorceress Sundries. The conversation between the two spoke of home and how Matthias wanted to make sure she was safe, which was taken note of by the shortest of the two. Bringing up her destination again, she was told by her friend to take a different route, and even stop by visiting the shrine. The Shrine of the Suffering due to the nature of the object, which Matthias could not recollect at the moment, though he remembered seeing it somewhere in a book. At the shrine, there are many gathered around the altar to the point of no access except for those currently kneeling and in pain from some sort of injury. While the priest currently standing by approaches them, asking what they needed help with, to which Amelia shows him the pendant she took from home. Gazing upon its visage, he almost does a double take, asking from whom exactly did she get it from, causing her to go into more painstaking detail of taking it from her parents and carrying it with her. The priest then tells her she carries a pendant called the Tear of the Wounded One. It is a blooded tear shed by Ilmater himself, and is said to be one of the few to be found frozen and fallen on Toril. If she had one, she had to be chosen by Ilmater for some greater purpose, causing him to fall on his knees as he recognizes someone called, and not only that, born for the calling. She is Aasimar. While standing there, the little boy she and the rest of the party had saved from a vicious crowd came across her path again, telling her he was glad to have found her, and that a certain Malexander Tomes wanted to see them. He then hugged her and skipped away down the street, causing her mind to race as to why he was there of all places. Hold on a second, I just got a ping. He said he'll be joining us. He was on a phone call with the family. It'll be Saran.
A likely excuse.
Anywho. It was as she turned back to Matthias that a voice reached her mind, one calm and serene, telling her, "This city has suffered great wounds. These wounds shall heal. Her suffering shall come to an end, and soon." As somebody whispered ASMR into her ear, they both then made their way down the street to the rest of the party, where they met up with the others and took the time to see what each had found out. Gavitas also arrived in the background, looking exhausted from tending to the wounded, and also letting Agnar know the Priest of Torm and his request to talk to the strong and silent one when he had the opportunity. Once all were gathered and ready to go, they made the 2-hour trek over to Wormrock Fortress. But before Matthias told the group goodbye, as he had some other business to attend to, he gave Amelia an amulet to hold on to in case of an emergency. It was back to where a certain Master Sergeant was still criticizing a private as to how he referred to his non-existent rank of Sir. When asked if he could register their guild, he pointed them to the desk adjacent to where his where a squat gnome in formal attire sat, smiling awkwardly at them. Man before them asked who it was standing before them, to which none could answer except for Caldus, sneaking a stealthy and racist remark of height challenged peoples over to Agnar, who just groaned in a strong and silent way. It was then, after he also followed up with the quip about Aldian's memory, is when the Dragonborn tried smacking him not once but twice, failing to land a hit both times as Caldus dodged the first hit and took the second with the help of mage armor. Even with the shenanigans and after the gnome struggled to heft the weighty tome over to the desk, the merciful misfits are written into the annals of Baldur's Gate history. Their names now able to be recalled by anybody, any law enforcement within the city for any legal matter whatsoever, including the defense of the city in time of conflict, which Agnar did not notice at all because he was too busy looking at a fly. After that was settled, Amelia then reminded the others of what the little boy from earlier had told her of Alexander Tomes, causing the group to wonder where the man was. That was until Fate and Amelia remembered that Aldian had pocketed an article speaking of the man and where his print shop was. Some of the group may have called into question as to how many times the Dragonborn had been hit in the noggin at this point. Making the 2-hour trek back to...
Hey.
What? I'm just saying.
I may
Taking
have
2 hour
taken
trek
one
back-
too many knocks to the noggin, but that don't mean I'm not smart-ish.
Taking the 2-hour trek back into the city, it was almost comical as all had come to the realization that the shop was rightly
Welcome
so
in, Raven.
down the street from Sorcerer's Sundries, as stated in the article ad verbatim. Outside the shop, they see a nice wooden sign with the name of the newsletter outside, as well as an open tome with an open eye in the midst of it. Inside, they find a slew of men going to and fro with smocks on, splotches of black ink on their clothes and faces, and one little boy off to the side working on bundles of newsletters, tying all together as a scrawny man named Shoyan greets them. They tell him they are there to speak with Alexander Tomes, and he eventually finds out they are responding to the article to help out if they can and receive a reward for helping out a little boy who worked for the paper. When Shoyan tells Alexander who they are through the door, they manage to meet the man himself, Alexander Tomes, as depicted there. Sitting at a desk opposite him and writing away is a little boy from earlier who they find out is named Ted. Without further ado, he thanks them for helping Ted escape from the angry mob and promises a reward to help the new group of adventurers since he had never heard of them. A free article giving them free advertisement up and down the Sword Coast. When asked of why he wants anyone, even strangers like them, to help out Asterion, he then tells them why. That is after he calms down after having a patriotic episode. Fighting alongside the hero of the gate was not the end of Asterion's career, as Older Ravengard had brought him into the city's government as an advisor. In his role, he had a hand in slashing the crime rate in the city by 65%, making the streets safe once again. Mostly safe once again. That was until he was accused of high treason. Asterion is being charged with 1. Breaking into a duke's estate, 2. Killing a duke's son, and 3. Kidnapping a duke's daughter, all in one night. All other defense attorneys had been scared away or disappeared for one reason or another, but there was hope. Phineas Truand, the defense attorney they saved in Redjaw's lair, was there to represent Asterion and is staying at the Smiling Boar Inn. The party is once again called to his aid, but what will become of this case? And what of the priest wanting to get a hold of Agnar earlier? We can only find out in session 18, and that is where we are here. Let me see. Here. Right. Direct messaged him, and he's disappeared again. Come on. Is our paladin.
Oh,
Alright, let's-
I had a question. Would we have slept in this time? I don't remember what time of day it is.
About the day as you have by the time that you reach Malexander's place, it's about somewhere between 4 to 5 p.m. Like getting closer to the evening.
Okay. So we haven't rested then yet, right?
No, you guys have been traveling to and fro about the city, going around looking at shops, trying to get prices on things, and finding out that things are pretty expensive. So it's a lot of gold in order to try and get enchantments and fanciful gear and whatnot.
I feel directly
there's
called
a-
out.
Hey, I mean, there are other people looking for fanciful gear and whatnot. I mean, it's not just you.
Mm-hmm,
There are other people.
Sure.
Right. Is he joining us? Oh, it's showing he's on.
Let's go.
Come on.
I will be shocked if
on.
he's here in the next 2 minutes.
Come on.
I just realized.
Also, where's
people were
Celeste?
messaging. I don't know.
She said that she wouldn't be able to make it. I don't think.
Rude.
This is gonna be an all guys game.
Let's go.
Yeah, guys' night.
Oh.
I'm gonna ping him one more time.
Nah, why stop at 1? Ping him 50 times. Ping him
Okay.
until he shows up. Just beep 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 beep.
Bald.
Yo, Jack, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you being here. Hope you have a great day.
I am going to spam. I have the power. Me hoy manoy. Me hoy manoy. I've summoned Doodle Bob. Don't make me actually add the Doodle Bob NPC. Oh my gosh! It's here. He's finally here.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I tried to join 5 minutes ago. And
Uh-huh.
the moment I loaded up Discord, my computer blue screen.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Likely
It legit, like-
excuse.
Discord popped up and it was just memory management. I was like, oh.
Oh no.
Great. Oh great.
Jeez.
We're back. All right.
Yes.
I'm sure I didn't miss anything, right, guys?
Oh no. All we.
We killed the big bad and saved Asterion, and he's giving everybody who was here 1,000,000 gold.
Was I here?
But you weren't here, so that's
No.
unfortunate.
Yeah, you weren't here.
Yeah.
You were Oh no, he's gone.
Oh no! Oh jeez. Bruh. All right. Fine. Okay, so now that we did just a summary. Ready to see if you're gonna arrive eventually. Now you're here. All right. So now that
Oh,
we have
great. So
people
now I
here,
don't know what happened last session either. No, well, I'm good. I'll just read through this. I'll read through this as we go.
Well,
There's something about being bald.
yes,
no,
about
that's
being bold.
Baldur's Gate.
All right. So what happened last session is this.
That's really funny.
Amelia was
Ghostish, thanks so
chased
much for the
down
lurk.
last session by somebody, and an old friend of hers from her hometown showed up out of the blue unexpectedly and helped her escape from said person following her. Eventually brought her to a shrine. She found out something interesting about herself and something she had on her person, which again you could read in the summary.
Agnar stared at a fly.
Yes, he stared at a fly.
Big.
You got back together with the group after you healed people that came in, and you were pretty exhausted too. There's a bunch of hurt people that came walking into the shrine.
How many
so you helped
points
out with.
did I use? Am I spent on all my points? I just want to make sure everything's tracked.
I'd say you'd probably burn through half of your points.
We're gonna take a long rest here soon, anyway.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So is this
But anywho, what happened next was I know that actually I don't know if you've seen the image of Malexander Tomes, but Malexander Tomes, everybody arrived at his shop, and Malexander Tomes gave you the lowdown on what's happening in the city and how to help out this city as best as possible. Because he's very patriotic.
Has he done any research on the spells that the wizards are doing that are turning the freaking frogs gay?
Now, about that, I don't know about. I don't know about that. He's not writing about that, but he's writing about the squid people that took over or tried to take over the city, about some time ago, and that's him right there. That's his visage. He's a pretty handsome fella. So anyways, you guys are in his shop. After the guild was officially added to the registrar of the city. So in other words, you guys are now in the history books of Baldur's Gate. And any legal entity within the city of Baldur's Gate, if say they're trying to look you up, they can look you up easily. If they're trying to call upon you to aid the city in a time of peril, they will call upon you. But yeah, you guys are now registered in the city as an official guild. Congratulations. Also, something else. Yes, something else of note. Everybody foregore what was going to happen next specifically. Amelia, however, remembered her encounter with little Ted. As you find out, this little boy that you helped at the beginning, like very first session, is the little boy that you helped out. His name is Ted. So she encountered him earlier, told her and everybody else to go to Malexander's shop because he wanted to thank them in person for helping him out and helping out the shop in general because their newsletter criers have been under attack from the looks of it. And because of the polarization of the city. So you all go to his shop, come to find out it's down the street from Sorcerer's Sundries, and everybody passed right by it, completely oblivious. So you go to the shop, speak with Malexander. Malexander tells you about the situation, the court case going on, what Asterian's being put on trial for, and that he will handsomely reward the party with not only gold, but also he will reward them with a free article giving you guys advertisement about helping out people all up and down the Sword Coast. All the way from the Rime, all the way down to Baldur's Gate.
I remember that.
So,
big news.
Yes. With that being said, he's told you the location of the attorney that you guys saved in the very first dungeon that you were in by the name of Phineas Truind.
For sure,
He's
caregiver.
located at the Smiling Boar Inn, which is located on your map right there.
The what about a smiling boar?
And the Smiling Boar Inn. It is an inn and tavern in between the Gond Gate and the Manor Gate, just south of Hightown, the upper city.
Gond Gate and Manor Gate.
Yep, it is in the orange location known as
I see.
Bloomridge.
I see it.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah.
So, with the mention of the Smiling Boar Inn, is there anything else you want to ask Malexander Tomes while you're still there?
Nope, I'm good.
Caldis is also okay and good.
I believe I am also okay.
I hope his blood pressure comes back down.
Yeah.
And also, Amelia would say, "Yeah, I'm good. I like feet."
She would.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. It's like she's here with us.
Yeah, right.
Is
Wait,
that
hold
AI?
on.
Do you have AI of Amelia?
No,
That was crazy.
no. Like feet. Anyways, you see, what you happen to see is little. He runs around the Dalians up, to basically like
I
shake
like-
hands with the party.
Wait.
Is
There you go.
We have it. We have it.
perfect. Oh my gosh. So he as he gets up to shake everybody's hand as you walk up to the desk, little Ted walks over, like pulls that shirt, and he goes, what is it? And he's like, can I go with them? Can I go with them to meet the guy? And he says, well, I mean, it's getting kind of late. I mean, just as long as you make sure that you get soon. Also,
Yo,
on the
welcome.
route, okay?
Sorry.
On the route.
Doing well, Raven. I hope you
Failure.
are too.
Alien is on that route, okay? When you come back here, unless one of these strapping adventurers would help you back, get Phalion, and Phalion will bring you back to the shop, okay? Be safe, little guy. He says as he takes his hand and kind of just gives him a little bit of a noogie on top of his head, just like
Yes, Speedy. This is
sends
D&D.
him off with the rest of the group. So now we're moving the character token right here. So you guys are going to the Smiling Boar Inn, which doesn't take all too long. It's gone
As we
past
are
the-
walking- As we are walking, Caldus noticed the child, and he's gonna kind of be like, I don't remember when we signed up for babysitting.
You know what? I don't have anything smart aleck to
I
say.
just got here, man. You're really trying to draw the ire here. I got full. Spell
I think
slot, brother.
I think Caldez has just pretty much embraced his role as the pot stirrer of the group.
Let's see here. So let me. As you'd say that, Ted would he would frown and he would just like fold his arms together. He says like, "I'm not a baby."
And then Caldus is just gonna nonchalantly say, "Of course you're not."
Thanks for clipping that, caregiver. That's
And
funny.
as you're walking about the city, things seem to have calmed down as it gets closer and closer to dusk, as the sun starts getting a little bit lower over the horizon. And as you guys move about the city, as you approach the Smiling Boar Inn, of course, I'm going to change the music for atmospheric purposes here. You'll be summoning
Ooh.
the background bot right here. Let me see here as well. So I'm going to summon him. Summon forth! We're going into a tavern. Yes. Evening.
Ooh, tavern.
It's like
Adjusting
I'm
the music as
there.
well.
It's like I'm really there. I'm immersed.
I'm immersed. I hate it already. I don't like crowds of people.
Bro, same.
For immersion purposes. Oh my gosh. Alright. So we're moving the ribbon to the Smiling Boar Inn. You guys should see the inside of
Yes.
a rugged looking tavern filled with people. You even have a little Ted right next to you right there. Boom. Ted's got his token.
Hooray.
As you enter into the Smiling Boar Inn, you happen to see a whole
course,
cacophony
Speedy.
of people all before you. What do you do when you first enter inside this tavern?
I'm gonna be
I'm
looking
gonna
around.
Look around.
Right? Make a perception check for all those who are taking a gander over you.
All right.
I'm going
Alright.
to scan the environment.
All right.
Perception.
I got 15.
All right. With
16,
an
let's go!
Hero, you happen to find Ragnar. You happen to find a fly lying about.
Oh no. Not again!
I still haven't recovered from last session.
Listen. This is going to become a running meme now. You've given it to go with it.
When is Jeff
As
Goldblum
for-
gonna show up?
As for Aldian, as for Gavitas, and as for Cal, everybody else, as you're looking at the room, Aldian, the highest of all the group that you would notice is you recognize the two people sitting at this table from New Corey.
You cut out.
You cut out.
Hello, can you hear me? Am I still here?
Yes, you're still roboting though a bit.
Highest roll, you would notice these two people right here are familiar, being from New.
Which people right where?
Immediately to your right.
Oh, these?
Yes. No.
What about
sorry,
them?
Oh,
Front.
them.
Front right. You would recognize
Oh my gosh.
them from New Corrydale.
Okay,
Corydale.
got it.
Yes.
Like from the
If you
town,
could
or were
add
they
his
in the
name.
mines?
They were both. If you can remember at least one of their names, I'll give you inspiration.
Oh, I know him. I know him. He's he was paladin,
He was
not paladin. Maybe
Sar-
paladin, a Torm.
Rawr.
He was in.
I
he was
obviously
in the
wouldn't
jail.
know these guys, right?
What? They both in
wouldn't.
the jail?
No, they weren't in the jail. They were in. Let me give you a hint. They were in one of the 3 rooms that you unlocked.
Wasn't that
Oh.
the jail?
No, they
Oh,
were
no,
the
it
they were
wasn't
the people that were chained up. So like the dwarf,
How's it not a jail?
because it wasn't a jail cell. They were enslaved, but they were given rooms.
Yes.
Important.
Getting
like that.
closer. Getting closer.
So we got the dwarf whose name was Mr. Smith.
Oh, he was.
That was
Got
one of the
blocked
people
that
that Caldes was racist towards.
Yeah.
A tale as
I mean,
old
this-
as time.
it's becoming a growing list at this point.
Yeah.
So as you guys would walk in, I'm getting a whole bunch of brain farts over here. As just so we could move on, as you look at these two over here, one of them would look over to you. This individual would look over to you and he says, "Hey, there they are, right there. You remember them, right?" And the smaller of the two, the gnome, sitting there looking at bottles, and he goes, "Oh, yes, hi. Hello. What are you guys doing here? You live here?"
We are coming here to see if there's a room.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure you guys would need separate rooms because there's a lot of you.
Well,
yeah, there
obviously.
might not be enough for all of us.
And the Green Knight would say, I don't know. I mean, helping out like you did New Corrydale, you might be helping out for other reasons. You know, a tavern's a good place to get information.
I can sleep on the roof. I'll be fine.
A roof? Oh, mate, you'd probably go flying off. It's tile.
I like the challenge.
My kind of man. As this individual, he then turns back to Pepin as they're sitting there.
I think
the
I found
table,
his
the green-
name. I
this-
don't think it'll count, but is that Kargan Steel Shaper?
Incorrect. Kargan Steel Shaper. Kargan Steel Shaper was a dwarf.
I know that
Yeah, that sounds like a dwarf.
the no wow. I remember the Pippin here was like the potion person.
Yes.
Yeah.
is brewing potions and whatnot for Redjaw.
Yeah.
Let's see. So at 16, so let's see. The DC was an 11. Wasn't all too high. So with that, Vetus, as you're scanning about the room, and as you're looking past these two short ladies over here,
Welcome
there
in,
are some
Gojira.
figures in fucking armor off to your right, and one to your left over here at the. You're scanning about the room.
What sort of armor? Is there any like heraldry or iconography that I would recognize?
Yes, you would immediately recognize familiar regalia of the Order of the Golden Cup.
Okay.
Excellent.
Egg salad.
Got him.
I
So
have
where's
noticed
this
that.
lawyer we're
for-
supposed to protect?
I did notice. I don't know if Gavitas noticed, but this is the lawyer, right?
Yes.
He looks like
that
a
is
lawyer.
Correct. Again, with that DC, passing that DC right there, you would notice being gentleman right here sitting in much more dapper attire than he was in the mines. Seems to be a little bit more fitted and whatnot. Seems to be a little happier than he was before. Sitting right next to a woman in a purple robe that is completely just going to town on this steak dinner right in front of her, as if she'd never eaten before in her life. And right next to him, another person in a cloak.
Hello, Cloud. Oops, didn't mute. Sorry about that.
I was like, wow, we know the lawyer's name is Cloud?
Hello, Cloud.
Hello, Cloud!
No, sorry. I didn't mean to.
Oh no, Valdez is so embarrassed.
No.
Oh, no.
So, Caldas, when he
he's
walks,
flustered.
Caldas, when he walks over here, he's just gonna actually kind of just walk over here and then lean up against the wall, and he's gonna kind of keep an eye on these guys, and he's gonna let Gavitas do everything.
Okay. As
Yeah,
as
let
you
me
two
do
walk up,
everything.
as you two walk up, you notice that we're having a conversation of sorts. Phineas is speaking with this woman over here, and as they are having this conversation, this literally clothed female looks at you two and gets up from her seat, handing off something to Phineas as he walks away. It's me. Passing through, she says as she pulls her hood down.
Before she pulls her hood down, do I recognize her from anywhere?
Roll a. Let's see. I don't think. You said. Well, I don't want to say that.
Would I recognize
Excellent.
her from anywhere?
I would say. Roll a history check.
All right. Here comes
Do
my first
me
good
as
roll
well?
of the night.
Because
Alright.
I'm.
All right.
Would
That's
I
all right.
roll history as well because of what
I would
I've
say you'd
seen?
be rolling with disadvantage because you are not from the city itself. So 7 will not the standard.
What about me?
Oh, I'm
Not-
rolling with disadvantage?
Oh, wait,
Correct.
I'm muted.
Okay.
I'm muted.
It's a very specific,
I'm not muted.
location-specific
muted.
individual.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there it would. Okay, so if it's very location specific, I probably wouldn't even know who it is.
You probably wouldn't either.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna bother rolling because he doesn't care too much.
He just minded his own
Um,
business right there. He's just like, yes, what's up?
Yeah.
I don't know how we would gamify this, but as she walks by, I would like to basically.
Raven, to answer your question, we are basically
remember
here
what
to
she looks
protect
like?
this lawyer right here.
Because this is a
Because
su-
he's
like, I
supposed
guess
to
a
be
suspicious
defending
person,
Asterion,
or definitely
and
lead
Asterion
person
is
of
currently on
interest.
trial for murder.
You could remember Visage before she pulled her hood down to
Yes.
further conceal her face.
Yes.
What you did notice from is that she was a red-headed individual with a bright red-headed individual that appeared to have some sort or semblance of armor underneath the cloak, but you couldn't tell of what design or make other than the collar, which didn't have any sort of recognizable emblems or anything of the sort.
I would
Traveling.
like. Oh, go ahead.
Aldian, you're crunchy now. What's going
Oh.
on with Discord?
I don't know.
I don't know. He did get crunchy for me too.
Yeah, my interface sometimes does that. Sorry. It should be better now.
Playing
Yes.
Discord.
Is it better now?
Yes.
It's much better.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. If you want to continue with what you were doing, I was just going to talk to the barkeep. So whenever you are done, I would like to talk to the barkeep.
So
Like I said, real quick, I'm minding my own business mostly. I will be listening to everything they're saying, but right now I just need to run to the restroom real quick. I shall return.
No worries.
So,
I
so
love
does
how-
that mean that Caldez is just peeing himself in the corner?
Oh my
Like-
gosh.
I heard
Like,
that.
Yeah. I'll say it again. I'm not afraid.
I love how Agnard got up from his seat to block Amelia from going to the bar. And mission failed. We'll get him next time, boys.
We'll get her next time. No. No, she just got her one
Both
day.
try the same.
She just got her 1 day coin.
Oh no.
Oh,
Are you trying to occupy the same seat?
Yeah, I will do everything in my power to stop
Opposing
this from
grappling
drinking.
checks.
Opposing strength checks. Here we come.
Uh-oh.
You versus Amelia. A strength check, as Amelia makes a strength check as well.
This
It's
ought to
just
be
a
interesting.
normal
This is gonna be
strength check.
rough. This is gonna be rough.
Oh!
Oh. Wait, was that the correct one?
Okay,
Strength
I
save or?
Yeah, it's functionally the same because you don't have
Okay.
proficiency in the save.
Right, so I am going to roll from here. Is this Let's see. How did she roll? You were able to Amelia. She's trying to, but like, no, you're not going to sit. She falls on the floor. You push her off.
Oh
right
no.
next to this greenish individual.
Is that a Githyanki?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. You tell me. It's your bar.
Is it? Wait, are you asking the bartender?
Yeah,
No!
Get Yankee in here.
Whoa, hold on. I am not a racism.
Hey, when he opened up this bar 10 years ago, there was a sign up there that said "No Githyanki and no dogs," and they took the sign down.
And now it just says no
Turn on
Githyanki.
Oh my gosh. All right.
These sessions
Um,
cannot be boys' nights. This is
No.
We're gonna get canceled.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So, Vetus, you were speaking with
Yes,
Phineas?
I was gonna speak to Phineas.
Right, the
After
mission.
The mission.
Yes.
That's right. The story.
Mhm.
So after the mysterious incognito lady leaves, of which Gavitas will step to the side to let by while trying to remember her visage, because she definitely seems like a person of interest if she's handing off mysterious envelopes to lawyers. I'm simply going to ask Phineas how the case is going, because we haven't talked since New Corrydale.
Correct. It's been a few days.
Yeah.
And Phineas would then, he would turn to you and say, "Oh, it's good to see you. What's your name again? I know you're one of the heroes that helped out, but
Gavitas. And then I reach my hand out to shake his hand again.
he would gladly return your hand." And he said, "Oh, and this right here," as he points to the woman in the purple dress right here. "This right here is my assistant. Her name is Miyaka."
Miyaka?
And immediately,
Sorry,
yes, Miyaka.
the bar is very loud. It's hard to hear you.
He says, her name is Miyaka.
Nice
And,
to meet you,
uh,
Miyaka.
she-
And then I
I'll be
shake
right
her
back. I
hand
gotta
as
step away for
well.
just a second.
She kind of waves a little sheepishly at you. She continues digging into, like, she has a whole hunk of steak on a fork, and she's just biting off of it one by one, just like
She
ripping
just
pieces
leaves me
off
hanging to eat her steak. Okay.
Yeah.
I see how it is.
of it. she's just eating away at her steak.
Does it look like a good cut at least?
It looks like a very healthy cut, actually.
Dang. All right. Understood.
And Phineas kind of scratches it. Sorry, she's a little bit of an appreciator of, food.
Well, with how long you were locked in that mine, I'm surprised you're not the same way still.
And he said, "Oh, no. I've already had my fair share earlier, okay? Only problem is she hasn't been able to buy anything as of late because I carry the coin purse.
What'd you have?
I had hangers and mash earlier. It's pretty good.
Sounds good. How's the case been?
So as for the case, unfortunately, well, I haven't been able to do anything as of yet. I just got into the city. I was trying to find out from anybody and everybody else on what was going on, any of the information that I could about the case. I was able to draw what I could, my conclusions, from reading both the Baldur's Mouth Gazette and by Readings of Truth. I haven't spoken to Asterion yet, and unfortunately, I can't get close to him unless I'm able to get permission to enter into the prison, which he says as he pulls the envelope that was left by his side. I just got it.
Also,
And how-
by the way,
how'd you manage? Oh, sorry, you first.
sorry, I was just gonna say, Caldas is actually keeping a lookout right now and looking for anyone or anything suspicious that could maybe harm the lawyer or whatever. Because I know that our job was to protect him, so he's just keeping an eye out for
Roll
people
a-
and things.
Yes, roll a perception check. Since you're,
Okay.
you did a general look about the room, but now you're doing a more precise look.
Yes. 15 again.
At the 15, you don't know too much in your vehicle over here.
You're really,
people,
you're
he's
really
wearing-
cutting out.
Yeah, you said you don't know it's too much, is all I heard.
check. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yep.
You're here.
All right. So, off to your right over here, you notice a gathering of people in what appear to be wizards' robes. They seem to be having some sort of debate or conversation as they're talking with one another.
Full wizard
Over
based.
here, you happen to see what appears to be individuals in knight's armor. They seem to be enjoying their meals and conversation more than anything else. What does pique, or maybe does set off a little bit of an alarm right here, is this gentleman right here keeps looking back over at Ted, like taking a few bites and then looking back over with kind of a confused look on his face.
At the lawyer, right?
No, at Ted.
Ted. Oh, the kid.
Yes.
Okay, what's Ted doing at the moment? Because I went to the
Ted
restroom.
Ted right now is helping Amelia pick herself up off the floor after Agnar successfully scooted her butt out of the stool.
Bruh. Okay. And he's
Effectively
looking
tossing her to
confused?
the floor. He's looking confused, but it looks like he's kind of mumbling to himself.
Okay. Let me check my spells real quick.
I would like to know who the largest person in this room is.
The largest
Probably
person
you.
in this,
Hey!
the largest person in this room is actually sitting right next to you in the full suit of armor.
Interesting. What can,
so,
is he also one of these you said it was like the light goblet or something like that? One of these other knights people.
I don't know what order could it possibly be?
Shut up!
What order could it possibly be?
I don't know.
I had a
Yeah,
question.
you wouldn't know. We don't talk enough.
Oh.
Yes.
So basically, is there a way that I can try to listen into what he's murmuring?
from there?
I mean, if you got closer, you could probably hear in on his conversation. Maybe it looked like you're trying to, I don't know. You're,
Okay,
it's
well,
your,
he's gonna
that's up to
come-
you.
He's gonna actually come up here and he's gonna put his hand
As-
on.
As sorry to interrupt your thing, but I'm interrupting your thing. As he walks by,
Thanks, Kanye.
Fetus is going to essentially like kind of nudge him to get his attention, and is going to like kind of lean in and just. Did you see something? What's up?
He's going to as he's passing by, he'll say, not 100% sure yet. I'm checking it out. And he's gonna continue walking by, and then he's gonna.
And before
Oh.
before he like when he goes to step away again, I'm gonna like kind of like grab his like arm and tell him like the men in the armor, they're with my order. If you need any help, let them know too.
Oh, okay. Then
And I kind of
But-
like with my eyes I point out
yeah.
these guys. All of the ones that had the armor you said, right, Mr. Crimson?
Indeed.
Okay. All
Okay.
the ones with that token.
Yes.
He's just gonna look at you and he's gonna nod without saying anything, and he's gonna continue walking over, and he's just gonna kind of walk over and put his arm on Aldi and be like, "Hello, buddy, how you doing?" And then he's gonna just kind of do that while then trying to listen into. He's not really gonna pay too much attention to what Aldian's saying because he's gonna be trying to listen into the guy with the bald head, what he's
The
murmuring.
nicest
murmuring.
thing Caldes
Yes.
has done involves
Yeah,
ignoring
I
all
know,
the others.
right? Like, why would you ever be interested in anything that I would have to say?
I like. I would be so funny if you were like, "Wow, Caldes, I thought you'd never be interested." You're just like so excited. Maybe.
I thought I was your best friend. Oh. Well, Leela's my best friend that I like to cuddle. Well, I like to cuddle. You never asked.
Yeah.
So, do I need to make a perception check, or can I just listen in?
In such close proximity, even with the sound of conversation going on around you, it seems that the conversation seems to be focused on the other side of the room. You're able to pick up snippets of what this guy is saying as he turns his head towards Ted, and hear him saying, "Who's that boy?"
You're quiet. We couldn't hear
Wow.
you.
You said,
That was
yeah.
it was so
You breathed in the
immersive.
microphone, and it cut you out because it was so breathy.
Hello? Yes.
You're back.
Where's that boy been this whole time? Where's he
Oh,
showing up now?
interesting.
And,
Okay.
he then turns around, looking around from side to side, see if anybody's listening in. I'm gonna make him make a perception. See if he could pick up on anybody.
Well, I mean, my back's facing him
Mhm.
right now, but I'm still trying to listen to him with my nice elven ears.
So he's going to if I could open his sheet. Okay, so with a perception, that would be.
Oh wow.
Two. Yeah,
Yeah, he don't
he's
make
not
it.
very perceptive at all. So he's just going to continue going back to his food and enjoying his meal, and occasionally looking back.
I'm
I
gonna
would-
slowly just keep my hand kind of on my wand, just on my side at the ready, just to draw it. Just kind of, how you would just stand there with your hand on your sword, but
Yeah,
kinda
he
just
keep
like
that
that.
mother flipping thing on him, dude.
yeah, just
He
kind
got
of ready.
Caldes got the blicky.
Yeah, I got the wand of the wand of magic missile, all kind of just resting my hand on it.
9mm.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I got
This
that
was
3-round
before
burst,
you,
boy.
This was
Boy,
before you
got
attached
the
your
Glock?
your
You got
wand
the,
of.
the Counter Strike Glock.
Oh my gosh.
Turn that thing on.
Let's
More
go.
like full as in measured in magic missile.
3mm.
3
Oh my gosh.
Great.
He's
DM.
gonna be listening and trying to pay attention to what his mannerisms are. But if he gets up, I'm going to immediately, pretty much, if he gets up, I'm gonna probably immediately. My plan is to immediately walk over to the kid.
Ted.
Yeah, to Ted. So if he gets up, my emotion will immediately, because if I hear him stand up, my emotion will immediately start walking over to the kid. While
Why?
You know,
I thought you didn't care.
This might be the only good thing Caldes has ever done.
Yeah, right?
You guys don't-
Like
I don't
suddenly
think-
suddenly
like-
cares about a child.
Oh,
Suddenly Caldes has like morals, and
wow.
emotions.
I love how you guys
Care.
can't see how he's acting. It's okay though.
Yeah, that's
guys
the best
will-
part is we're not
No,
gonna know you did
no,
any
no,
of this.
no. It's fine because what we know what Caldes is really gonna do. If things start popping off, he'll use the child as a meat shield.
Yeah. He's gonna
Oh my
hold him up and like
He's
like,
gonna
use the
hold
mind
him
shield
up.
and cast magic missile over his side.
Gravy.
I
Anywho,
can't. All right, so if that bit's done, when Caldes leaves, I'm gonna turn back to Phineas, put the smile back on, and just so are you officially Asterion's lawyer?
and
Is that on the books?
Phineas would say, not yet. I still have to go over to Wormrock Prison in order to try and get in. Well, I have to fill out some paperwork. I have to get Asterion to sign off on it, and then I'm his lawyer.
Quick
Does
question.
he not have a lawyer yet then at all?
No, he doesn't. The process here in Baldur's Gate's quite a bit different from home. It's a lot more red tape. And no, unfortunately, he hasn't had a lawyer, from what I can understand. Let me just tell you this to tell you how bad things have been here in this city. Not a single lawyer has been able to make it into Wormrock Prison yet to even speak with him. That's how bad things have been, apparently. Either people
It's
have been
usually not
scared
that bad.
off. Well, that's the thing. I haven't really done anything here in Baldur's Gate before, so this is all news to me. I mean, people, from what I've heard, have been paid off. People have been escorted out of the city. People have been mysteriously disappeared out of existence, and they weren't even seen back in their homes. This whole case is shrouded in mystery.
Excuse me. Question.
Yes.
Would I be able to tell two things? This is a two-part question. One, would I be able to tell if this gentleman here is a regular of this tavern? And if not, would I be able to perceive who would be a regular that I could question about this man?
How would you know
well,
people are regulars if you've never been here before?
Yes. If you've never been here before, that'd be a little too metagamey. But as for the second part, you could ask anybody around you that was already in here.
Yeah, sure. I'll turn to the barkeep
Ask
and
the bartender.
yeah, shut up! I'm doing it.
The bartender.
I'm
The
doing it, I'm
bartender's
doing
a
it right
regular.
now!
He works here.
I'm working on it.
I'm working on it.
Oh yeah, the woman who looks like a dude.
What?
Whoa, dude, it's June. You can't say that.
Oh my gosh.
You can't say that, Caldes. Also,
First-
Caldes, like you can say anything. All right.
Dude looks like a lady.
You're like 300 years old. You still haven't had your first facial hair, so I don't want to hear it.
Yes. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
I appreciate it,
I got a
Kicker.
lawyer
I
to
think
talk to.
I'll be able to.
gosh.
Yeah, maybe we can
I got
actually,
this.
leave
I'm
and
not
get him to
wise
do what he's
or
supposed to
smart,
do, instead of just
but I
being
have
like,
fists.
"Ugh."
and it'll work out.
I'm not dragging him out of this place.
Okay, well, I would like to turn to the barkeep, and I would like to order a steak and a mug of ale, and then kind of point my thumb over my shoulder, and very in a lowered hush tone once I now have the attention of the barkeep, and ask him, has that guy ever been in here before?
I think you mean ask her. We don't misgender people.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know the barkeep was female. Shut up! I missed that part.
I told you it was a girl that looks like a lady.
All right, whatever.
Looks like a man. I mean, a girl. Wait, I can't speak.
Excellent. This is going great.
That's canon. That's
Wow.
canon. That was in character.
What?
No.
No worries, caregiver. If you wanna, you know,
Oh.
talk it out, I would love to hear. I like hearing stuff. So yeah, so I would like to order a steak and a mug of ale, please, and then in a lowered, hushed tone, now that I have the attention of the female bartender,
Yes.
put my thumb over my shoulder and be like, have you ever seen that man before?
So first and foremost, why would you be pointing out the man behind you? Caldez, did you?
No, I didn't say anything to him.
You didn't say anything to him. So Aldian, you wouldn't even be suspicious of the guy behind you. You'd be more concerned as to why Caldez is being so chummy.
Well, no, but you said that. Okay. Okay. My bad. My apologies. Never mind then. I suspend everything. You keep your steak and ale. I'm just gonna brood now.
Admittedly, the thing that you were focused on was getting the attention of the big knight next to you. That was the last thing you talked about.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
Well, if he was an unscrupulous type of person, I was gonna try and get information out of them by arm wrestling, but you know, whatever. It's gonna be
He's a
cool.
very scrupulous person. You might know if you talk with me.
Oh my gosh. All right, fine. Vetus, why don't you tell me all about you and your situation?
Yeah, these guys are in my order.
That's crazy. That's it? That's all you got for me?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it all started when I was a child. If you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, please fill me in on your life story.
When I was a boy.
Is this happening
When-
like all now?
No.
No.
Okay.
I'll just get
okay.
sidetracked here.
Okay, well then I guess while Gvidas is having his conversation, and while Caldez is kind of like got his arm around me, and
I'll throw you
he's
a bone. How about that?
yeah, I was gonna turn to him and go, is something wrong? Because I can clearly tell something is amiss because Caldez is being nice to me.
I'll throw you a bone because I know you want to do. You want to.
I
play
want to
along.
do things.
Okay, I'll throw you a
I'm
bone.
gonna
He's
punch
going
somebody besides Caldez.
He's going to whisper to you.
Might not
And,
be today.
yeah, he's just gonna whisper to you and be like, the people in the armor are part of Kavitous' order, and the guy behind us is murmuring and talking about what's the kid's name? Ben, right? Or
Ted.
I'm forgetting his Ted. Keep talking about Ted. I'm keeping an eye on him. Yeah. Ted's part-
I think canonically it's much more funny for you to be like that Ken or Ted or whoever.
You have a different name every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about Ben, the kid. He's got his eye on him. He keeps murmuring things about him. Now, I'm obviously saying this extremely low, kind of like
Right.
in my head by you, because
Mhm.
not too close, because that'd be too gay. But like, you
What-
know,
I was about to say,
close
what does
enough-
fate think of this?
just a little close enough to whisper so that nobody else can hear. And he's also gonna say, Gavitas said, if anything happens, the knights are trustworthy and that we can have them help us.
Got
And
it.
then he's gonna then pat you on the shoulder and be like, "Man, I hope you enjoy your ale and your beer, my friend. Your ale and your
My ale
steak
and my beer.
Yeah, your ale and your beer.
He's
And,
double
he's
double
gonna-
fisted.
And he's gonna then kind of walk over here, and he's actually gonna just come here and
Where's over here? You didn't move on my screen.
Yeah, you didn't move. Oh, okay, there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
sorry. He's gonna come over here and just kind of put his arms cross. He's gonna actually keep his hand on his wand, and he's gonna lean up against this, and he's gonna start chatting with Ted and Amelia. Then
Okay.
just kind of small talk, smiling, being not himself,
Okay.
acting
Amazing.
as if having fun and trying to enjoy the tavern life. Something
What,
that
yeah, what
he's just doing that.
Right,
does
caregiver?
Amelia even talk about?
Beer is liquid bread.
I don't even know.
Feet.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's insane.
Maybe she would talk a little bit about the person that she met earlier, and I'm actually going to make her. Actually, you know what? I have an idea. Just for a little bit of flavor text, going to make her roll a charisma saving throw. I'm talking about this particular man.
Oh, I wondered.
as talking about this particular man right here. Let me see. Charisma save. Oh, she's got my score. With a 15, she's able to maintain what would have been what would have been a very red blush to have her complexion change to Aldean scales. Just about.
Oh.
She talks a little bit about him in this conversation.
Well, while that's going on,
Agnar,
okay, go ahead.
I'm assuming since Agnar is like right next to him, now I'm assuming he's able to overhear what they're talking about, correct?
Yes, he's able to hear.
Okay, so upon hearing Amelia start talking and then seeing not Gavitas, Caldas, yeah, I was like on the tip of my tongue. Seeing Caldas get all, he's just going to just kind of just like look at him nervously before crossing himself and resuming back to observing the fly that has gotten his attention.
Ah, the
Okay.
fly.
Yes,
The fly.
excellent. The fly.
He just looks over nervously and then goes back to looking at a fly.
Yep. So, well then,
What
I
do they do
guess.
with the monastery.
Intensive concentration training.
I would love to find out that Agnar can secretly like communicate with the fly telepathically. Like that was one of the skills he picked up from the monastery.
But all the flies ever say is bzz, bzz, bzz. That's all they ever say.
It does not. It's a skill that everyone at the monastery, but Agnar has mastered.
But
Ah.
But,
So he's like
on a journey
really
to
focusing.
fly.
Like veins are popping out of his head.
that's the big turning point character development moment is when he finally learns to speak with the flies and they have nothing
Yeah.
to say.
Oh my gosh, brings new meaning to Lord of the Flies.
Focused.
All right, so I guess I'm going to turn to the barkeep and very politely, excuse me there, barmaiden. I wish to order a steak and an ale. And then in a lowered, hushed tone, thumb over my shoulder and be like, is he a regular or does he seem out of place to you?
As she's checking some of the, as she's checking some of the spout eggs behind her, she'll turn
Caregiver, have a
back to
great
you and say,
night.
Oh,
I hope
which
dinner goes
one?
well. I'm gonna like, I mean, I pointed kind of over my shoulder at the gentleman, but that bald gentleman there who's looking rather shifty.
This
Oh,
really
she
is
said,
the
"Oh."
bald.
And she'd say, "Oh, yes. He's actually a resident here of the city. I've seen him in here from time to time, though it's been very sporadic when he comes in. He pays well, gets some of the most expensive foods, yes, but he definitely pays well. I mean, I haven't seen him do anything suspicious. He keeps to himself for the most part."
What exactly would this gentleman be wearing?
Man, the bar got really quiet when he asked what another man was wearing.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's June.
Shut up!
And, oh my gosh. And she said, she kind of looks at you with an eyebrow raise and go, usually he just wears...
No, I'm not asking. No, I'm asking you, the DM, like what he's currently wearing.
Oh. But he's currently wearing... Oh, okay. I got a little confused there.
I'll
So
be
he's wearing,
honest,
like...
you weren't very clear.
My bad.
he's wearing
Sorry.
Simple... He's wearing simple street clothes that seem to be untarnished, as in, like, no dirt or anything on them. Seems to be mostly... not upper crust kind of wear, but like general streetwear, like something that you would see some of the other people that you're passing by. Not a pauper, not a rich man.
Got it.
Popper, not
All
a
right.
prince.
Well, after I am done with ordering my meal and hearing the explanation of the gentleman, I'm going to get up from my seat.
Yes, she would say that'd be 25 gold, please.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. And then I will pay her the 25 gold. That's an expensive steak. Never mind. I don't have 25 gold. Never mind. Sorry, I forgot to bring my coin purse with me. Never mind on the steak and the ale.
Okay.
1 second, I'm being raided.
Womp womp.
No problem.
Yo, Neon, thanks so much for the raid.
Anyways,
Really
as
appreciate
he's,
it. Welcome in, Raiders.
he's
If you don't know who I am, I'm
muted.
welcome in, Raiders. If you don't know who I am, I'm Icy Pants. I'm a variety of YouTube streamer and voice actor. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me get you a shout out. Shout out at Neon. All right. Alrighty. What were you playing? I hope you had a good stream. Definitely don't feel obligated to stick around or anything like that. But if you need to go do some after stream care and whatnot, definitely go do that. Raiders, welcome in. We're playing some D&D right now. This is session 18 of Tales from the Crimson Keep. So settle in. It's going to be a good one, I think. Ooh, Claire Obscure, nice.
Protected. And she reached out to a few people. Some people didn't show up, but she did say that she had reached out to various people, like people that supported Asterion. Alexander Thomas, several others around the city. I want to say Duke Silvershield, though he sounded like he was a little, I don't know, 50-50 about possibly sending mercenaries to protect me. But she said that somebody or some people would be sent to guard me while I go about the city, but I'm being kept here, and I don't even have to pay a coin.
Do we know this lady? Does that sound familiar?
And no, he wouldn't mention her by name because he doesn't even know her name. He just
Okay,
knows
so
that
we
she's a
don't,
very
we
nice
don't
lady.
know of a lady that's being generous towards people who are siding with Asterion.
No,
We wouldn't have. Okay.
no prior knowledge. No.
Well, who is this lady?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out myself. But she always would wear this cloak and whatnot. She would always cloak and dagger mysterious, but she would always wear armor. That, and she looked like she was able to command some of the flaming fists around here.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
What are we doing?
I'm talking.
No, okay, right on.
Role
Well, you
playing?
keep talking. Right on, dude. I love role playing. Whenever you're done, let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked like she was able to command some of the flaming fists to do whatever she asked. So I guess she's somebody important here in the city. I mean, but you have to be really important, like government important, to make the flaming fists do anything. From what I could tell, the flaming fists are the city guards, even though they're a band of mercenaries.
And what did she give you that's going to let you see Asterion?
And he then opens the envelope. It looks like the seal had already been broken on it. But he opens the envelope, pulls the paper out, and he says, it looks like it's a document of... mission form of prison visitation.
Wait. All right, now go.
It's a permission... Oh my gosh. It's a permission form of prison visitation.
Say that 5 times fast.
Does it look
So,
official?
yeah,
Is it sealed?
And he looks down and he says, yeah, it's signed by a Duchess Portier, I want to say.
I would like to. Is he like holding out the paper? Is he like looking?
Yeah, he's
at
holding it.
Can I? Is he holding it in a way that I can see it?
Yeah, he's like showing it between himself
He's
and
like
you.
showing it to me. Okay. So I'm gonna. Could you please put that name down in chat, if possible?
Yes.
Like a.
What?
Duchess Portier.
Duchess Portier, yes.
Do you think this mysterious lady is this Duchess?
I mean, I don't know. When she first came into the tavern, she had a couple of flaming fists with her, and then she told them to go away.
Would I recognize
I
the name
guess.
Duchess Portier? Is that a name of importance?
You Roll a. Now with this knowledge, roll a history check.
Duchess Portier Pate.
10.
When I mean, obviously with the role Duchess, that would indicate that she is in a position of authority within Baldur's Gate, as in a duke, since the city is ruled by several dukes. And then, of course, you have the Archduke, which is over them all.
So she's a prominent
she
political
is-
player in the overarching politics, likely.
Correct. But as for the other half of her name, Portier, you would not recognize that.
Okay.
So you know the history behind like the titles of the dukes and duchesses of Baldur's Gate, but the name you wouldn't know anything about.
Okay. Is that permission slip valid, like, for a time period? Do we have to get there by a certain time? Or is it just perpetual? Does it not have a date on it? You gotta be there. Did you hear me, Crimson? Crimson? Uh-oh.
And, hello, I can hear you. What's up?
You can hear me? Did you hear what I asked?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What did you
Okay,
ask?
so, is that permission slip dated? Do we have to go there at a certain day and time? Is there, like, an appointment? Or can we just show up at any point?
And he said, you know what? This visitation form, it doesn't have an expiration on it. I do see, however, it allows us to visit even past regular visitation hours.
Well,
No,
what are
it-
we waiting for?
What time is it right now?
Currently, the time as you were to enter in, it's almost dusk.
Almost dusk, and is,
Almost
like,
dusk.
visiting hours, like, dawn to dusk deal?
You wouldn't know offhand. You've never been to Wormrock Prison before. You stopped by Wormrock Fortress, but nobody asked in particular about the hours of
Well,
the prison
then
in of
I'll-
itself, and it's not listed on the form.
Then I'll ask Phineas. Well, do you know what visiting hours are?
And Phineas would, he would say, yes, the lady did mention that regular visitation hours from 8 in the morning till 9 p.m. at night.
What time is it right now?
And he said, I'm not quite sure. I haven't looked outside.
I'm gonna call the barkeep over. Barkeep, what time is it?
She would walk over, look in the small, look over at you. She'd walk over to a slit of the window right here. Actually, hold on a second. Wrong place. Right over here. This is the window over here. My bad. She would look and say, I'd probably say it's close to about maybe 5:30, 5:45-ish.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She would go back down the bar over here. She's called over by this green-looking gentleman.
And before I wrap up, actually no, I'll wrap up with Phineas before I ask my question. So, does Phineas know that we're here to protect him?
No, he does not.
Okay, so I'm gonna let him know then. So we've been actually tasked to protect you during the whole trial process. People suspect that you might not be safe for what you're doing. Although I
Why are you
figured-
yelling?
Because it's loud in the bar.
Yeah. He's tried to roleplay because it's loud in the bar.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
you don't want to
like,
announce to everybody around that we're here to protect this man.
Dude, my intelligence is 11, brother. Intelligence is my dump stat. If you want to come over and tell me to be quiet, Mr. Roleplay.
Just
I'm just gonna like as Vitas is starting to yell, I'm just going to I'm gonna get kind of close to him and just be like,
And I'm not like shouting. I'm like talking. It's like if we're about like a couple feet away, having a talking conversation, but talking volume is louder.
sure.
And not really scream. But yeah, continue.
I'm just gonna get kind of close to him and just be like, perhaps we should move this conversation somewhere with less prying eyes. The walls seem to have ears, friend.
and I'm gonna like lean back and kind of like glance at you, and then glance back at Phineas, and then glance back at you, and just say, "Where?"
Oh my
What do you guys
gosh.
see?
I'm gonna point out this gentleman here and be like, he seems to be acting kind of shifty and keeps on looking over at Ted.
Does
you
this
begin
man
to
look like the old man that was look like the man that was with Ted when I first met him in session 1?
Yes.
I'm sorry,
What?
you cut out. What?
Vetus, take inspiration.
I get inspiration.
Yes.
All right.
You would recognize this man. He'd have a hood over his head at the time, but this was indeed the man that tried to con you out of gold using little Ted here. And as you begin to notice who he is, you see him over towards Ted and boy to come over. You see Ted run over, just skipping along, and start
As he
having a
does that,
conversation between the two.
Caldas is actually going to stop him. He's gonna pull. He's actually gonna, as he does that, he's
Alright.
gonna kind of, as he walks away, he wants to put his hand and grab his
So,
shoulder, pretty much right here.
As like I see Ted take the step forward, the guy like beckons him. As things seem to be ramping up here, I'm gonna like tap Aldian on like the arm as like a signal to follow me, and I'm going to make my way over here to the table, and I'm just gonna kind of lean over the table.
This
so-
guy,
This guy, as in that knight that's shifting a little.
Was I able to stop him before he got
He's-
over here?
he's getting it from his seat. No, Ted's over here. He's already started talking with him. And seeing that you're trying to restrain Ted, this guy would then turn to you and say, Hey, hold on a moment here. That's my nephew. Isn't that right, Ted?
Yeah, that's true. This crazy guy's my uncle.
Then I'm going to try to discern whether Ted's lying or not.
Okay, roll a insight check.
11. Bruh.
With an 11, you're just able to tell that Ted is indeed
You cut
telling
out.
the truth.
He is
That is
telling
indeed
the truth.
following the truth.
Okay.
Ted is indeed, yes, Ted is indeed telling the truth to you. He is not telling a lie. This little kid's a wholesome little boy.
Well, then, as that's going to be the case, he's going to put his arm off of Ted, but he's still going to stand here, and he's going to say, "My apologies. However, I just happened to hear you were murmuring about him, and he is under our protection right now, as we are his legal guardians at the moment. We want to make sure that he's safe."
Are we?
Legal guardians.
Are we?
He says as he would shake
Shut
his
up.
head with a look, as he would one brow, as one brow raises above the other, he'd go, "Hold on, just a moment here. By Baldarian code, that little boy is technically under my watch."
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize this until you started talking to us. So, that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying my apologies.
I was
Who's speaking
curious-
right now?
The
Valdez
who's
in the
speaking right
sky.
now is yes, Aldez and the gentleman sitting right there at the table that was looking back at Ted.
Gotcha. I was under the
yeah.
impression the knight was talking.
No, no, no.
I thought that for a second. I thought that for a second when he did the nephew bit. But I was like, wait a minute, no. Because you moved the knight and then spoke.
Yeah.
But well, the knight would shift a little bit, seeing as many people flock to one part of the room all at once. Back at the group, and
So I'm going to like look over at him and kind of I keep the cords around my wrist. And I'm gonna kind of like visibly like show him my cords. Is he looking over?
yeah, he's looking over it, looking
So
over
I'm
the
gonna
group.
show him
Really,
the cords on my wrist.
Heck's a
being
cord.
being the symbol of a follower of Ilmater.
Ah, I see.
and you look over the rest of the group, and he lifts the visor on his helm. It was previously downed, as he lifts the visor and looks over at at you and says, "Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, recognize that pendant? Are you one of our order?"
I'm going to nod and then kind of put my finger to my lips and then motion towards the situation that is developing here, like with my head.
Oh.
Like kind of like a nod, finger to lips, and then just like a little motion to non-verbally communicate to him that there's something going on here.
And as you're in this conversation with this knight, this gentleman right here, he would say, "Yes, I'm Ted's uncle, and I have full custody of Ted, by the way, after my brother and my sister-in-law passed away after the attack on the city a year ago. It's a tragic thing, really."
I'm gonna do an insight check to
So-
see if he's lying about having.
While you do that, I would like to. I'm gonna basically like lean over on the table next, like to his side there. I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?"
With a critical
dang, dude.
roll, you could tell that he's telling a half truth.
Okay, so as that's the case, Caldas is going to be for real though. What's your role in all of this? Do you truly have custody? I can tell you're not telling me the full truth. And he's gonna kind of stare at him right in the eyes.
As before he would open his mouth, Ted would go, "Oh yeah, well, he came over and our house was well, it was a really crazy turn of events, and Mom and Dad, they came back home, and I was just sitting there, and I was drawing something. I remember. I can't remember what exactly, but as they came into the door, both of them were yelling about something, and yelling about stuff happening outside, and front door went kaboom and exploded, and Mom and Dad were caught up in the fire, and in comes this person with stuff sprouting from their face, he says, as he puts the back of his hand to his chin and wiggles his fingers. And first went for Dad and grabbed the back of its head and put its mouth on the back of his head, and red stuff came out. And I just closed my eyes and tried to duck down. And I was so afraid that all of a sudden I heard somebody shout behind it. And I open my eyes and I look up and I see this big, tall lady with red skin and one horn. And she takes this big axe and cleaves this thing. And I was shocked. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep, because as soon as that happened, everything went dark, and I didn't wake up until later. And after I did, there was Uncle Oleg there along with the tall red lady, and some dude, some guy with brown hair and some scars on his face. That's all I remember. But Uncle Oleg.
It's got
was there.
heavy real
Uncle
fast.
Oleg,
Yeah. So, as he's saying that to Caldas,
Oleg said he would take care of me.
so are you living with your uncle right now?
Said, yeah. I mean, I'm with my uncle, but
You cut out. All I heard
Yeah.
was "I'm with."
said, yeah. I've been living with my uncle for some time now.
That doesn't explain the things that I heard him muttering.
Uncle Oleg, was it? You want to explain
Yes,
why you're
Uncle-
letting a child roam around the city in such a time of such unrest?
And Oleg would then turn, looking at you, now seeing you two, he'd go, oh, what the? Where in the furnace did you two come? Never mind. Listen, you. all of you, I didn't know where the boy went. After all this time, he went running away from me, of all things. The little kid has a crazy imagination, thinking that he's chasing after dragons and battling beasts and whatnot. And so he went off on his little escapade. And Ted would go, "No, I didn't run off. You actually ran off when I didn't." And he says, as he looks over at Gavitas, he says, "Oh yeah, I remember. We were trying to scam this guy out of gold." And you'd see
Goldus
Oleg,
is just gonna stare at him and squint his eyes at him.
Oleg's eyes would just grow like this, about the size of the plate in front of him, as he looks at the little kid and he's just like, "This plate, what are you even talking about?"
And when he does that, I'm gonna lean over on the table and just say, "So, what did you buy with those 7 pieces of gold?"
I mean, well, part of it went to... Listen here. A man's gotta keep his rent, and I have some pretty good operations, you know, giving tourists like you a pretty fine map, which I bet you did pretty fine with the map that you got now, didn't you?
That I did, but I don't know how many people would say it's 7 gold worth of good.
No, it's
And
just, it's
I
worth
don't
7
remember
gold.
you giving it to me. Do you?
It's worth... It's... it's definitely worth 7 gold, for sure, because... well, it's priceless. It was an heirloom, yes, of Elminster.
Elminster.
Yes, you know,
Right.
the tall tiefling wizard with a
I know.
big red beard, right?
I know. I know who Elminster is. Listen, I'm not concerned about your little petty crimes. I'm concerned about Ted's safety. And my friends here seem to have the impression that you are not as concerned about his safety as we are.
See. Roll a little bit of an insight check himself. Here, hang on.
As a meter roll, or are you rolling for yourself?
I'm rolling.
Oof.
Big oof.
Yeah, he can't really,
I'm sorry, you kind of what?
can't really discern you're getting what you're getting exactly. It doesn't really hit him. He's like, what do you imply?
Well, they're all... Well, Caldez and Aldian seem to have noticed you muttering to yourself while watching Ted run around on the other side of the bar here. And you seemed, you know, absent from caring for him. And
That's
then we were
because
charged
he...
with protecting him. Why would that
Listen.
be?
That's because he ran about this city. Now, this city's a lot safer thanks to, praise Tom for Asterion, you know, and everything that he's done for the city to make it straight safer, you know. I would trust little Ted to run about these streets, you know.
Ah, yes, safer with all the rioting and scam artists running around, not to mention that Asterion is currently locked up.
Fine. What I spent that bloody gold on? I'll tell you what I spent that bloody gold on. I spent that bloody gold on this here coat that I'm wearing. These here shoes that I'm wearing, at least a part of it, using some of the gold from the other schemes. Immediately you see Ted he balls up his hands into fists and put them to each of his hips, and he looks up at him and he goes, "But wait, you said you were going to use that gold to buy me a wooden horse."
Is Ted wearing, like, ragged clothing?
I was going to ask that too.
No, he's not. Well, Gavitas would remember that when he first saw him, he was in rags. But after being given a job and being given help and aid by Malexander, from the looks of it, he's in much better attire.
Seems Alexander's more of a father than this guy is.
Huh. That coat and those shoes doesn't quite sound like the food I said it was for.
Fine. My brother passed away. Of course, he told me early on, before this little brat was even born, that I was to look out for him if he and his Sheila would ever pass away. Lo and behold, this whole city gets attacked, people turn into squid-faced freaks, and then I end up having to take care of this kid because two heroes of the gate end up foisting him on me. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for a kid. There's a reason why I ain't bloody married, and I won't ever be bloody married. Okay? I
I'd
look
say there's
out
quite
for
a few
myself.
reasons for that.
Yeah, I think that's more of a lady's choice scenario.
You saying I'm ugly? Let me just tell you, this mug
No,
has bagged
no,
a pretty
no.
Sheila in
I
her
was-
past.
No, I was saying, no, all I'm saying is I don't know how many women or con men that rob tourists. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Listen.
As
I'm not
Gavitas is saying,
exactly
no,
here-
I'm not saying that he's ugly, I would nod and just be like, yes, you're very ugly.
Listen, I'm not here to start trouble. We've been charged with making sure that Ted is safe. And if you're not actively doing anything to make him unsafe, I don't see any reason why we actively have to intervene with your dinner. Does that make sense?
yep, makes plenty of sense. I'll eat me dinner. You can
And I
take
would
this little
suggest- I would suggest that you buy a dinner for Ted as well.
You want me to buy a dinner for him? He says he points down to him. Clearly, somebody else is able to buy a dinner for him.
I'm going to I'm gonna put my my hand on the back of his neck a little bit and just kind of give it a pretty firm squeeze, and I'm gonna turn over to the barkeep and say, "Barkeep, this gentleman has just bought a steak meal for this young lad."
And then turns to you. Oh, you mean like the steak meal that you wanted earlier?
Yeah, put it on this man's tab and give it to Ted.
Okay. I'll have this written down. Whoa. Here, Oleg tries to intervene.
Alright.
Hold on here. I didn't ask for anything. This man's throwing my hand in. I didn't think.
I'm gonna tighten my grip a little bit further and get very close to him and go, "You're going
Roll a
to
strength check.
buy the meal."
Actually, no.
All right.
Instead of rolling a strength check, roll an intimidation because you are trying to intimidate him in a sense.
You got it.
Can he roll intimidation using strength?
As you guys are doing
No,
this,
what-
Caldas is then because
Yes.
the
Roll a
threat-
strength check.
All right.
Pressure you're
Valuable.
applying.
as this is all going on, Caldas has kind of realized that this threat hasn't been as much of a threat as he first imagined. So he's actually going to be looking around the room again and looking for other threats that are more aimed towards the lawyer.
So with an 11 right there, you would easily become enough of a presence. He would get the gist of it, and he would then turn back to the barkeep and say, like he doesn't look super fearful, but he definitely could tell that he's being put under pressure of some kind. He says as he turns over to the barkeep and says, "Oh, never mind. Yes, how much was the dinner?" Well, he did mention what's a steak dinner is an ale, and obviously the child can't have the ale, but he can't have the steak dinner. So without the ale, that would be 18 gold pieces. 18 gold. Bloody. Bloody. And he says as he looks over at you, Aldian, giving you a little bit of side eye as he looks back at her. He says, all right, fine. Here, 18 bloody gold pieces. You get your hand off of me, bloody dragonborn.
Good. Now, if I catch wind of you being, we'll say, mean towards this child again, or maybe you are abandoning your responsibilities that have been, and I'm going to use air quotes, thrust upon you, I will come back. I will find you, and I will make you wish that the squid faces, as you called them, had taken you instead.
And Leg would then turn, after walking over to the bar, he abruptly drops the 18 gold pieces on the table there, and the dinner behind would then turn to you, Aldian, and put a chubby finger right at your chest and say, "Now you better bloody watch yourself. You just pissed off a member of the Zentarim. Chum." He says as he then walks away from you, staring at Ted and the rest of you as he walks by, and kind of looks at him a little sheepishly like, "Uncle? Oleg?" And he says, as he turns to Ted, "Not your bloody uncle anymore. You obviously got somebody else better to take care of you. Brat. See you around. Heroes. Whatever else you may be. Mercenaries, I don't care. On the Zentarim's naughty list." He says as he walks out the door and zit behind him. So yeah, with that nat 1,
I don't notice anything.
Des, you would actually, you wouldn't notice. Actually, no, Caldes. With that nat 1, you would notice a fly.
Oh,
Yes!
yeah, that was-
You and
Agnar is not
Agnar,
alone.
you and Agnar are both focusing on the same fly. It appears.
I see.
It looks strangely like Jeff Goldblum.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, as Oleg walks out of the room, and you kind of see Ted just he looks down at the floor, and you hear him just start to sniffle.
I guess as he starts to sniffle, my gaze turns from the fly for a second and actually looks at the kid, and I kind of get like. And then he starts patting the kid on the head and be like, "It's okay. It's gonna
It's a
be
shame
alright.
that Fate isn't here to roleplay.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
okay,
Uh,
child." And he's gonna kind of be like
Amelia's-
patting him on the head reluctantly.
Amelia
Fate would
hearing
definitely
this
wrap
all
him in a
going-
big hug.
Yeah.
Amelia, hearing this all going down, she walks over and kneels down, puts one arm around him as he jumps into her arms practically. And, yeah. That's all Ted's really going to do. But, seeing this whole conversation unfold, the knight steps up from his seat and walks on over, and, seems you handled that a little expertly. Then again, you did get the Mila's intentions. Well enough.
I'm sorry, you like cut out. What was the after the U?
The knight, he says, "Well, you did well enough to reveal his intentions, at least, and you handled the situation fairly well."
DM, the order that
commend you.
that he said that we made an enemy of, could you write that down for us, please?
Oh, Zentorum
So yes,
The Zentorum.
the Zentarim.
is not a good friendly
Oh.
family to get. You don't want. Basically, once you said we're enemies of the Zentorum, my head was like, oh boy.
So wait, would I
Zentarim.
know the Zentorum?
I think most people would.
So anybody from the Sword Coast that would, or are generally around from the Sword Coast, so Amelia, Gavitas, Caldes, and yes, Gavitas, Amelia, and Caldes, Agnar, you would all be able to roll a history check if you were curious about it. Of course, the only person asking the question right now, Gavitas, you'd be able to roll with advantage.
I was actually gonna, if I didn't know immediately, which I will roll for it.
Yes.
If I was gonna say if I didn't know immediately, I was going to ask the knight.
So yes, with the 17,
Also,
you would
I
know.
forgot to ask. You do this first, and I have a question.
So with the 17, you would know immediately when your order made it to the Sword Coast. You made it. Your order made it important to list who were the good guys and who were the bad guys, or at least who were they perceived to be the good guys and the bad guys. Amongst the list of good guys and bad guys that your order established when they moved into Waterdeep and eventually, of course, spread out to places like Elturel, they were able to determine that the Harpers, good guys, yes. The Lord's Alliance, obviously, good guys. Yes, they don't like the Red Robe Wizards, all these other bad guys. You're able to determine the Emerald Enclave, situational, but yes, the good guys. The Order of the Gauntlet, good guys. Yes, definitely a group to be teamed up with. But the Zentarum
Boys?
were a group. The Zentarum would be a group that you would want to stay away from. They have all sorts of shady dealings, do whatever they need to do to get the job done, even if it means cutting through innocent lives.
Is it a underground organized crime syndicate, or is it
It is.
simply?
It is
a,
related to. It is related to organized crime. So related to various efforts of adventurers who don't care who on in order to get anything done.
Got it. Understood.
Pretty much.
Basically, it's the mafia.
Well, not quite. It seems like
Kinda.
it's just more the. It's more like an open organization of people who do. You know, actually, now that I think about it, Caldes, I think you'd fit in quite well with them. They're people who really. Their morals are relative, you know, to the situation and the
Yes.
people at hand.
Uh-huh.
All
So
right.
yeah.
So I would reach out to shake hands with the knight.
And the knight would shake his hands with you, and he would say, "It's a pleasure to meet you. My
to meet
name
you,
is. My name's Thaddeus, Paladin Thaddeus. Your servant.
Nice to meet you, Paladin Thaddeus. Paladin Vitus Silsus.
Gavitas.
Thank you very much for concerning yourself with
actually-
the scenario.
I've actually heard of your name when we were back in Elturel.
Who spoke it?
And he says, "Do you happen to remember Knight Commander Austerian?"
Was that the guy Osterian? Was he-
Sorry, Austerian. It's the way that he's
Osterian, not Asterian. He wasn't the guy I met
Yeah.
in the dungeon who was the Torm. No. Who's Osterian again?
Austerian is it's actually somebody from your past that you would recognize.
Did you send me a message about this Osterian before?
No. You would recognize him as somebody who followed your contingent from your homeland to the Sword Coast, but not somebody directly tied to your specific detachment.
Yes, so somebody who was in another unit, but in the same caravan.
Correct.
Okay. Asterian. He's from the motherland. Good man.
Correct. And Knight
I'm
Paladin
glad
said,
that
yes,
I made a good impression on him.
indeed. He was the one that actually sent us over here. Well, when
Could you
kind of
forgive
looks
me
off
for
to the
just a
side.
second? I'm going to switch to my phone,
Yes.
and I have to start driving to band practice. I can still roleplay on the phone. I'm just not going to be able to roll the dice or move my character.
Gotcha,
Could
gotcha.
somebody please just screen share so I can see the map?
Yeah, I got you.
Take over if I have to. Thank you very much. Just give me one quick second. I'm literally switching my phone.
We'll probably need to wrap up soon anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I was gonna kind of ask, like, I know I wasn't talking, but I was just trying to deduce what would be our next step then, based on what Gavitas was talking to the lawyer about, because I
Say it
felt
for a
like
second.
he-
I have
okay.
no idea.
because it sounds like he needs to go to the place to go get the stuff or whatever, you know, or go to the watch, or not the watch, the big bridge thingy.
Wormrest?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like he needs to go to the
Wormrock.
big bridge.
Yeah,
Fortress.
sorry.
Yeah. The
Wormrest is
big
WoW,
rock,
sorry.
Right? But at the same time, he's supposed to stay here. I was confused by that. I'm not metagaming. I'm just generally I don't get it.
Oh, no. He's well, the thing is, he's being kept here, and Wormrock Fortress is a military installation. He's technically a civilian, so he's being kept separate from the military populace.
Okay, but he has to go there to sign up to be his lawyer, though. How does that work?
He has to get a signature from Asterion.
Yes.
Ah,
He has to get a signature from Asterion. Not too many people. Well, anyway, I'm not going to go too far into that. Basically, he's being kept here. He's being paid for to be kept here by somebody important, as far as you could tell.
Got it.
So, as continuing on in this conversation, Knight Paladin Thaddeus would then turn to Gavitas and say, "We were originally part of a detachment. We were being sent over to Baldur's Gate in order to connect with the authorities here and see as to why supplies haven't been sent our way for so long. We were part of a 21-man detachment sent over here, but it's only me, my men over there at that table, and the 2 other men that are in the hospital as it currently stands survived the travel here."
What happened? Was it the goblins?
And he would say, "Goblins? It wasn't just goblins. It was goblins, hobgoblins, and orcs coming at us from all directions."
Were there drow as well?
And he said, "As far as I could tell, there weren't any drow. There were orcs, there were goblins, and hobgoblins. The hobgoblins and goblins were coming from the woods, and the orcs were coming down from the hills."
Did you ever meet up with the other paladin group? If I remember correctly, they told us that there was supposed to be a band of the Burning Hand, I believe, meeting up with you.
So, we were told that we were supposed to meet up with Flaming Fist, but apparently it was...
Flame Fist, sorry.
Yes, the Flaming Fist, but apparently it was a ruse. We were lured into an ambush point. The paladin that was in charge of our group was part of a different order, an order that's based out of Fort Morningstar by the name of the Brotherhood of the Gilded Lion. The man who led our group was a tall elven man by the name of Bellanir.
Would I know that name?
In
Did you hear me
intelligence
from
check.
him?
Actually, hold on a second. I'm going to
roll
roll
a-
an intelligence check here.
Uh-oh, there's 2 of them now.
I'd roll an intelligence check.
This is gonna get out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Wow, there are 2 of them. Alright, so with an intelligence check, he's going to roll.
It's weird how Neomodians have Neomodians, I think that's what they are, in Star
With a
Wars, have
16,
Agent X.
Gavitas, you would recognize the name from the bloody pendant that you picked up in the treasure room back in Red Jaw's lair.
Do I still have that pendant somewhere?
Yes,
Didn't
you
we
do.
put
You
it in a
still have
jar?
that pendant pocketed. No. That was kept on that was kept on his person.
Oh, okay.
'Cause he was trying to examine it to check and see if there's anything like exceptional about it, but the only thing exceptional about it was the writing on the back, specifically related
So
to
I
Bellingham.
personally have it?
Yes, you have it.
Okay, so I'm going to take it out of my inventory, and I'm essentially going to, like, present it.
And
We found
Adding
this in
supplies.
Red Jaws, in the... I'm sorry, where was the place it was again? The Forest of Sharp Teeth?
yes, the Woods of Sharp Teeth.
The Woods of Sharp... We found this in a fortress in the Woods of Sharp Teeth, in a treasure room owned and kept by a warlord named Redjaw. So I suspect
Immediately
that
upon
this... Continue.
Mentioning the name, he would swipe the pendant out of your hand. He would look at it. He would notice the blood spatter on it, and he would look at it back and forth. He would immediately look down to the ground. When we were ambushed, Elenia said that he and his men of the Brotherhood would try and hold them off as we tried to get to the gate. We didn't know what happened to him and his men. From what we had understood from some of these warlords that had supposedly surrounded the gate, they're ruthless, and debilitating more than anything else. I guess we now know what happened to Bellanir. Goodness. We were supposed to collect a series of chests, but when we got there were Flaming Fists dead all over the place.
We actually found those chests, if they're the ones that I'm thinking you're mentioning, and we turned them in here in Baldur's Gate.
That's what we've been looking for. We'd asked the authorities, but they said that they had sent them out. We didn't even see the chests there, so apparently somebody had taken them away, but you found them.
Yes, and we turned them in at what was the name? I'm sorry, forgive me. What was the name of the keep that we
Wormrock
actually turned them in at?
Fortress.
Yeah, we turned them in at Wormrock Fortress on the bridge to the south.
We'll have to visit that bridge over there. And he says as he takes the pendant in hand, he says, I hope you don't mind me taking this. Me and my men can look for Belenir's relatives. They're here in Baldur's Gate.
Of course I don't mind. It's not mine to keep.
I'm going to give this to his relatives here in the gate. And thank you. At least we have some closure as to what exactly happened to Belenir and his group as they held the line.
There is no worse thing than uncertainty in dark times.
Indeed.
And I'm going to shake his hand. Sorry for your loss.
It's been a very tough time over there in El Terrell. Tension in the city in and of itself has been pressing upon us, especially ever since Knight Commander Osterian perished in a riot over there.
Right. So I guess we need to move to Wormrock, whatever.
No, they can just check it out.
Okay.
They're the ones looking for
The
it.
Knight
Right, but don't we have to
No
escort
reason
the
you-
lawyer there?
Paladin
Is that a
Thaddeus.
separate? Isn't the Wormrock? Is that the same place where Asterion is? On the bridge?
That is where Asterion is, yes. That is where he is
okay.
located
Got
currently,
it.
in the prison
Understood. Yes.
underneath Wormrock Fortress. The Knight Paladin Thaddeus would shake your hand and he said, listen, if you need, I'll help at any point in time. For any reason whatsoever, we're there for you. Me and my shield brothers.
But of course, friend. And who better to suffer than us?
Indeed.
Be safe.
In the name of the wounded one. He says as he
I
walks
nod.
back over.
I nod at him and release his hand.
He would walk back over to these other knights and now the NFC that you moved.
I did, yeah. Because I'm just gonna let the lawyer know that we're gonna escort him to Wormrock.
And Phineas would say, "Oh, wonderful! You hear that, Miyaka? We're gonna go to Wormrock Prison. Well, not that it's fun to go to prison. I mean, I've been to plenty of other prisons, not behind bars, mind you. But I've talked to people that have been behind bars, so this isn't uncommon for me." And you happen to hear Miyaka unleash a loud, as she
Nice.
finishes. She finishes her meal and she says, "Well, what are we waiting for?"
It sounds like
We
the
need
perfect
to
stopping point.
yeah, that will definitely be a stopping point. But on our way,
Yes.
I would suggest that and we can do this off table or whatever, but I would suggest that we go by the Tomes of Truth again and explain the situation about Ted's uncle to Malexander Tomes and see if he would be willing to take over guardianship of Ted.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I support it.
I mean, if he has nowhere else to go, the Crimson Keep isn't a bad place for him. I mean, we have an entire.
Yeah, but we don't know how often we're going to be there, and he's going to need food and nourishment, and we got that one
Hey,
guy who's
that's
there,
true.
but we don't know how well he can cook.
I'm sure it's good enough.
I mean, all right, then we'll put it to a vote. Are we going to try and convince Malexander Tomes to take care of Ted, or are we going to take Ted in as a ward?
Let's wait until we have everybody for that kind of vote of confidence.
All right. All right,
So
then we'll
on
just
that
stop here then.
note, You'll Phineas will get it from his seat. Of course, he'll pay for him and Miyaka's meal, as you happen to see him drop a hefty amount of gold onto the counter in front of him as he gets up. And this will be where we end the session. Next session, we'll pick up visiting the prison with Asterion
Hey,
Hooray!
and trying to get Phineas signed on as his defense attorney.
Excellent. All right. Well,
You know, that
Thanks.
law would be so interesting.
yeah. I can't wait to fight off, people from Zentarium.
yeah, exactly. When that happened, I'm like, oh no, did we actually do the right thing? I don't think we did.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Caldes. We kind of shut that door on you. You would have fit right in. I mean, it's like,
All right.
Speaking of, I think I should change your alignment to like maybe chaotic neutral.
No, it's not, bro. What did I do in this one that was so bad? What?
Yeah, it was weirdly out of
I'm
character for you to be so
referring to-
polite.
this was the only
No, I
one that I
mean-
could say you were good during.
But first of all, you guys don't
Yes.
understand the way he acts and stuff. Like, ugh.
Clearly.
Um,
He took one too many punches to the face and now is being polite.
however, I
I
did actually.
think Caldes could be chaotic good. I don't think he's quite
Chaotic good.
neutral. Chaotic neutral.
But first of all, the only people he's killed have been bad guys.
True.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Mm.
pay attention. Just pay
That's why.
attention.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying chaotic good.
Bro,
You do kill a bad guy.
bro,
You
Kitty,
can,
no.
I can tell you what. You can.
Also,
Saren, you're not seeing my
Kill the
chat
bad
right
guys.
now. My wife just posted in chat and just said, I still get to hit him next time.
oh my gosh. I
That's
also
what
saw
you
that
get.
meme that you put of Duchess Portable.
Nuh-uh.
What? Duchess Portable?
So her name was Duchess Portier, and I put up a picture of a porta potty and wrote Duchess Portier.
Her dad, John Portier.
John Portier.
John Portier.
I thought it was in Portier taste, so I took it down.
Bruh.
Oh my. On that
Can
note,
somebody get
On that note-
anti-inspiration?
No!
Oh, that's so funny.
All right, y'all have
I
a
was
great day.
actually- I was actually thinking about running a system in case I get ticked off enough at somebody. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that all plays out in the future. If
I've
it
never even seen you
happens.
irritated. What would ticked off look
now,
like?
Now I want to make it happen.
Let's just say that some people might have some intrusive thoughts.
Is it the naughty list? Do you make the roll on the naughty table? Where it's the
Okay,
random
do you-
things
do
that
you
can
want-
happen?
You know what? Tell you what. I will reveal it to you if you can roll high enough on a d20. Note, you'll have to pass a 18
Can't
or higher.
roll! I can't
I'm going to
roll!
roll.
I'm driving!
I'm
Yeah,
going
roll
to
for yourself.
for you.
Oh,
Rolling for. All right, so Cavitas, I rolled for you that 18. That's a 7. Just pass an
What are
8
we,
higher
I don't
to
even know what
succeed.
we're rolling for.
Oh, you're rolling to see if I will reveal to you the system that I have in place.
And speaking of roleplay, guys, I want you to know that eventually, you guys need to understand, Caldes is an enigma. You guys just have to figure him out.
the inner machinations of my mind
Yeah.
are an enigma.
That was rolling for Amelia's. Agnar rolling right. So definitely nobody rolled enough, so I will not reveal it to you. I guess we'll just have to do a surprise reveal if it ever happens.
Wait, hold on.
Uh,
Kitty still can roll. Hold on.
Okay. Roll a d20.
Aha.
Pass an 18 or higher.
Bum 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 bum.
Dang it!
Look, we saw it get close to that 18, but nope. Sorry. All right, we're good. I'll see you guys next session, which will be later on this month. It'll be session 19, which is the
Ow.
21st.
All right,
So
sounds.
everybody have a happy.
Uh,
Whoever. Yeah, the 21st. That'll be that
Yeah.
Saturday. Have a happy Father's Day, which is next weekend, by the way.
Thank you.
I'll be recovering from surgery that next week.
Celebrate.
This weekend.
Yes.
Best of luck
Celebrate
to
the
you.
dads.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
see you guys next session then. God bless you guys.
Yeah, see you then.
Yeah, you
See
too.
man. Bye-bye.
Crimson, I will not be available for the for the next session afterwards, which would be July 5th.
Okay.
I will not be in town.
I will let you know that if we're still, all doing this in August, which I assume we are because I want to keep doing it. I am out of town and I am out of the state in August for 2 weeks at a cabin with not much Wi-Fi or anything. So that would, I assume, would mean only one session I'd miss out, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Somebody's
Bro, just go to the local McDonald's. They just use the McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand. Like, I would have to go down a dirt road pretty far to go down that to find to even get out of the lake that I'm gonna be at, and then I'll have to go drive to go to a McDonald's. I don't even know where there would be a McDonald's.
I bet it's within like a half-hour distance, maybe 40 minutes.
Maybe.
All right.
I hope you
Y'all
enjoy your
take it
trip.
easy.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Bye, Aldian.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Alden.
Bye.
I'll see y'all
Thank you
later.
for the help, Aldian.
Yeah.
Also, y'all should send me.
Whew. All right. Well, chat. That is that. We have done it once again. We have conquered another session of D&D. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out here and watching once again. Let's find somebody to raid, shall we? Let's see here. Who is currently streaming? Let's raid into Cuphead, who's playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. All right. Hold on. /raid. Cuphead 13. All right. Thank you so much, Kitty, for posting the subscriber raid message. And here is your raid message if you're just a follower. Thank you so much. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming out, watching, and I will catch you all next time. I will be back again on Monday with more World of Warcraft raiding, and I will see you all Monday. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye!
Thank you for the raid. Those of you that are new here, my name is Kabet. I am a variety streamer. I play a lot of chat suggestions, including this one, which is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Mondays are usually Minecraft. Wednesdays I try to do weird indie type games. Fridays are Final Fantasies, and Saturdays are currently Pokemon. Oh, yay! We got another mod.